We are taking it to a whole new level today. Are you guys ready? Hi, it's Gabriel Andrade with Don't Quote Me on That, a podcast by Something Stupid and Fun. Happy Sunday, everyone. Welcome back to Don't Quote Me on That. I hope everyone had an amazing week, a very fun weekend, and a relaxing Sunday. Happy Sunday. Welcome back to another episode. I am so excited because today we're going to be doing things a little bit different. Up until this point, every video that I've done is sitting down, talking to you guys. And as much as I love doing that, there's something that I miss a little bit, which is doing my makeup. This, social media, everything, my whole journey started in the bathroom and doing my makeup. So why don't we do something very fun today? And why don't we get ready together? So let's go do a get ready with me. Don't quote me on that. Welcome to the bathroom. It's just a bathroom, but this is the bathroom where I uploaded my first ever TikTok, which was a everyday get ready with me routine. And it's a place where over the past 9 months, I have grown a following. I have created this community and where all of the magic happens in the behind the scenes. There's literally nothing that I love more than just doing my makeup, chit-chatting with friends, hanging out. So today we're gonna get ready together, we're gonna chit-chat. And the truth is that as much as I love makeup, as much as I love doing my makeup, sharing it with you guys, that wasn't always the case. I had a very rough period where I used makeup for the wrong reasons. And my journey with makeup sort of fluctuates, it goes up and down. When I was very young, when I was like 3 years old, that is when I discovered makeup. My mom and my grandma used to always get ready for events, and I would always see people just come over to the house to do their makeup, and I watched them turn into these, obviously they're super pretty, but like I watched them do their makeup and just turn into these like very powerful women. They put on their dresses and then they went to whatever event they had. And as a little girl, that was awesome. They were real life princesses. And doing your makeup just felt like bibbity bobbity boo, like there was the magic, whatever, what is that called? Your fairy godmother. It felt like makeup was your fairy godmother and it bibbity bobbity you into this beautiful thing. And I just loved makeup. And that is where I first learned what makeup was. So I was definitely very young. And then my love for it just grew more and more. I didn't grow up in the US, and there's not a lot of like retailers for makeup in Colombia and in Bogota. So whenever we would come to the US on vacation, I would always go to Saks and Nordstrom, and they had the retailer section for makeup. And I remember I would just go straight to the section. I would find the first red lipstick, the first mascara, and put on whatever I could find onto my face. And then I would see my mom, and she was like, "Oh, hello," because I had a full face of makeup on me and I just looked like a clown because I was 7 years old and I had no idea how to do makeup. But all I knew was that I loved it. I loved how I could create different looks. And one day I could make myself look super pretty, super like girly, but then one day I could add like eyeliner and dark eyeshadows and make myself look like a rock star. And that was super cool as a kid. So I loved makeup growing up. I loved playing costume. So that was that. Like I loved makeup and that was it. And then puberty hits and my hormones are freaking everywhere and my acne starts getting crazy. When I was 13, 14, and 15, I had a bunch of acne all over my face. I'll try to find a picture and like I'll insert it. It definitely wasn't as crazy. I didn't have cystic acne, and I know that a lot of people struggle with just like hormonal and cystic acne. But I didn't have a crazy amount of acne, but I definitely had acne all over my face and I felt really insecure about it. Like we all do. It's very normal for us to feel insecure about our acne. It's on our face, and our face is what we talk to with people. So listen, I get it. We've all been there. We've literally all been there. If you've never had acne, like, what does it feel like to be God's favorite? Literally, what does it feel like to be God's favorite if you've never had acne before? Lucky you. I envy you. I feel like a lot of us envy you, but majority of us have had acne. And even if it's not hormonal, it's not a big thing, we've all had some level of acne because we're teenagers and we all went through puberty and we all had to deal with our hormones, with our body changes, and with acne. But obviously, when you're 13 and 14 and you have acne, it's not nice. It doesn't feel nice. It doesn't feel good. You feel like crap. And I felt really ugly with my acne. So at this point, I wanted to hide my acne. I wanted to cover it up. And I still wasn't really like wearing makeup at this point. I was 13. So I turned to a very full coverage sunscreen. So I found myself this sunscreen that looked like a foundation because it was super thick, but it was still sunscreen. And I would literally just put the whole jar on my face. I would cover every single inch of my face, super cakey, super thick. It didn't look good because it wasn't even foundation. It was a sunscreen that I just kept packing and packing on to try to cover up my acne. Obviously, I was showing up to school crazy, and wearing makeup to school wasn't like the normal, and it wasn't like a thing that girls did. And when I started wearing that, which looked like makeup because I made it look like makeup, everyone gave me shit for it. At school, people would be like, oh my God, why are you wearing makeup? Like, to my face. Why are you wearing makeup? Are you trying to cover up your acne? Like, we can tell that you're wearing makeup. And obviously that made me feel so much worse. I was like, boy, like, I already feel like crap, and now you're making me feel like crap by pointing it out. Like, just keep your mouth shut. People didn't like it, and it was like they made fun of me for trying to cover it up, which I'm still don't understand why that happened. But that's the truth. Like, I was covering it up. I was packing myself with no dimension either. It's not like I was doing my makeup pretty and like adding contour and blush and highlighter. No. It was a flat tortilla face. I looked like James Charles whenever he did that white cast face thing. Like that. I looked terrible, but I at least felt a little bit better about myself because you couldn't see my acne. And from this, it just sort of spirals into a really bad and toxic relationship with makeup. I moved to the US, and then I discovered like fully makeup. This is the first time I walked into a Sephora store with my friends, and they knew what they were doing. They fully went on with concealer and foundation and contour and blush, and I was like, oh my God, this is so awesome. Because girls here actually wear makeup to school. That was not a thing in Colombia, but it was a thing in the US. I was like, cool. Like, I found my people. I can do my makeup to class. So I started doing my makeup to class. But that meant I literally did not want to leave or set foot out of my house without makeup. I've talked about this on TikTok, but I have my eyebrows microbladed. And the reason I have microbladed eyebrows is because naturally I don't have any eyebrows. I had really thin eyebrows growing up. And when we moved to the US, I discovered eyebrow pencils. Oh my God, eyebrow pencils. I remember it clearly. The day where I was like, I can do my eyebrows. Like, that's a thing. And this is the time when James Charles was doing his eyebrows like a brick. So I was also doing my eyebrows like a brick. I pulled up everywhere with Sharpie eyebrows. It wasn't cute. My parents always told me that. They were like, maybe make them a little bit thin. And I would get so mad at them. I was like, they're not thick enough. Like, they're not that thick. And now I look back at pictures and holy crap, they were so bad. They literally just look like Sharpie blocks on my eyebrows. So bad. But it made me feel a little bit better. I felt confident when I was putting makeup on because my acne was gone. My eyebrows were thick. I felt good about my insecurities, which were my eyebrows, my acne, and then I discovered contouring, which was also another of my insecurities. I gained a bunch of weight, 40 pounds, my sophomore year of high school. And now I had a double chin. The shape of my face was very different to what I grew up with. So now my face was my insecurity, my acne, and my eyebrows. I basically just wanted to cover it all up. And I used makeup for that reason. I used makeup to cover myself up. It was a mask. It was a way in which I could hide my insecurities. I could feel a little bit better about myself, and I could make sure you couldn't see those things which I saw as flaws. But I never fixed how I was feeling. I never fixed those insecurities. I turned to makeup as a band-aid, and I've talked about this in videos before. I used an outside source, which was makeup, as a little fixer-upper to make myself feel better for the time being. But then when I took it off, I felt horrible. And that's why I'm telling you guys, there was no chance that I would leave my house without makeup when I was 15. No chance. Even if I was going to the gym, even if I was going grocery shopping, even if I was literally just chilling around home and I was gonna send snaps to people, I would do my makeup. And this is not a healthy relationship. When you're using makeup to hide yourself, when you're using makeup to cover up those insecurities, you're using it for the wrong reasons. And I was using it for the wrong reasons. If I only had 5 minutes to leave the house, I would do my eyebrows, I would cover up my acne, and I would do my contour. because that was so important to me. It was my priority to make sure that those things were gone. The summer before I turned 16, I remember I was just like, girl, you need to fix this. We need to fix this, and you cannot keep feeling insecure without makeup. So I don't suggest you do this, but I like threw myself out there and I forced myself to leave the house without any makeup for a month. That was a little bit of an extreme, but it's what I had to do in order to make myself get used to my face again. We weren't traveling, we were just gonna be home, and I was like, this is the perfect chance for me to literally force myself to feel ugly until I get used to my face again. I would leave the house feeling so ugly. I didn't want to take any pictures. I felt like everyone was looking at me. Everyone was just like, oh my God, why does she look so ugly? Her acne, my super thin eyebrows, because I hadn't gotten them microbladed at this point. So that's what I thought everyone was looking at, but I still did it. I pushed myself and I didn't wear makeup for a month. It worked. Like it worked. I'm not gonna lie to you. It worked very, very well because I got used to my face again and my face without any makeup. And then the month after it passed and I did my makeup for the first time, I felt so beautiful, but in a different way. It didn't feel like I was beautiful because I had makeup on. It felt like I was beautiful because I loved my face and I found a way to enhance my beauty. I became obsessed with doing my makeup at this point to make sure I found ways to do my makeup. Everyone's face is different, and the best way to practice doing your makeup is on yourself. Just practice it. So I started practicing and I started practicing and practicing and practicing. And then I was doing my makeup to enhance those awesome and natural beauty that I had, rather than using it as a mask. So then I started using makeup to enhance my natural beauty rather than using it as a mask to hide my insecurities. But then what I learned was like, obviously what you compare to other people, like if you're comparing yourself to someone else, you're gonna compare the things that make you insecure. You're not comparing the features that you love. Does that make sense? Like when I felt insecure about my acne, obviously I looked at the girl with flawless skin and I compared myself to her and I was like, holy crap, she has flawless skin, I have acne, I feel worse. It was a bad thing. But I had a swimming practice one day and there was this girl and she took her bathing suit off and she had a bunch of acne in her back. I've never had acne in my back. I had acne in my face. She had acne in her back. And that moment I realized, I was like, if she's insecure about her acne on her back, she probably looks at my back and thinks, oh my God, like she doesn't have acne, feels worse. And I compare my face to hers. And I think, oh, I have acne and she doesn't. So naturally, we're comparing the things that we lack to the person who has them. So what about looking at the people that are on the same page as us? Like I said, if you've never had acne, that is so like amazing. I wish. But that's an outlier. Most of us have acne. Most teenagers have acne. So this is when I learned to accept it. I was like, what can I do? Like, I'm a teenager. I have acne. My hormones are all over the place. It is a process. It'll pass. One day I'm going to be an adult with no acne, aka me right now. But I had to learn that, and that was not an easy thing to learn. It was not easy to tell myself, be okay with your acne. It wasn't easy, and it wasn't up until that point where I understood I'm going to compare my negatives. So why don't I start looking at the people who also are on the same boat as me? And you're going to realize that so many of us are on the same boat. So don't feel bad about your acne. Don't cover it up. It's normal. It's natural. And then there's obviously certain things that we can't fix completely. My eyebrows, the only way to make them bigger was getting them microbladed. And for me, that was something that was very important. So I got them microbladed. But I think it's very important to note the fact that I got my eyebrows microbladed a year after I stopped overlining my eyebrows or stopped doing my eyebrows. So there was a very long period of time where I didn't do my eyebrows. I left the house with very thin eyebrows. Even if I did my makeup, like even if I did a whole face of makeup, I still didn't do my eyebrows because I wanted to learn to love them and I wanted to learn to accept them. And the biggest part when it comes to insecurities and what I've learned in life is just that it comes down to accepting it. Accepting the fact that there's things you cannot change and that is just your face. That is just your face. When we look at other people, let's look at other people and think, wow, and admire them. Not, damn it, they don't have acne and I do. Let's change that mindset. I changed that mindset a long time ago, and it saved me from being a slave to makeup and using makeup in the negative way that I used to. So yes, I got them microbladed. But again, I got them microbladed once I made sure that I was like, okay, I've accepted them. I've accepted the fact that this is the way they are. I don't mind them. Like, it's fine. And then I was like, okay, now I can take the conscious and mature decision to say, you know what? I kind of just want to do like a permanent thing so I don't have to like draw them on every day. But I didn't get them microbladed being insecure about my eyebrows. I got them microbladed once I was secure about them, which is basically the same thing with makeup. I had to remove myself from that scene. I had to tell myself, okay, you're going to leave the house without makeup. I had to force myself to be okay with it. And then I returned to makeup. And now I have the most healthy relationship with it. I love it. I use it as an outlet to express myself, to change my looks, to give myself a different vibe or attitude depending on how I'm feeling. But I don't use it to hide my insecurities. But I did. That's the truth. The truth is I did. For years and years and years, I had the worst relationship with makeup. Makeup is also something that is constantly changing. And as someone who literally makes videos about makeup, if you look at makeup throughout history, holy crap, it has changed so much. Some of you might be very young, and even I am young for like this time in makeup history, but there was a time where girls loved having super thin eyebrows. Super thin eyebrows were literally like the vibe. That was the makeup style. People would tweeze their eyebrows to make them thin. And a couple of years ago, the Sharpie eyebrows were in. So, question, if you tweezed your eyebrows, how did you grow them back to fit the thick eyebrow style? Because, like, I don't know how you did that. But you get what I'm saying? Like, imagine if I had tweezed my eyebrows just to fit the makeup style of the decade. And then a decade later, it's like, nope, now we want you to have thick eyebrows. So now it's like, okay, let me get them microbladed. And then 10 years later, no, we're going back to the thin ones. What are you supposed to do now? So don't even follow like makeup trends. Don't change your features or your face or anything just because something is popular right now because it's going to change. I really wanted to get eyelash extensions growing up. There was this like time where all the Kardashians had lash extensions and lash extensions were very popular and I really wanted them. Thank God my mom didn't let me get them because now like 4 years later, I'm like, no one even wears eyelash extensions that much. I feel like now it's very like natural. So again, it changed. There's a new trend. Thank God I didn't get eyelash extensions. I would have literally ruined my eyelashes. So thank you, Mom, for not letting me get eyelash extensions ever. Literally, thank God for my mom, because if it wouldn't have been for my mom, I would have eyebrows 3 times as thick as this. I would have fake eyelashes. I would have lip fillers. I would have the whole shebangs that now I'm like, I don't even need that. Like, I don't need that. And you realize it when you're older. Because when I was 14 and everyone had thick eyebrows, everyone had eyelash extensions, everyone had lip fillers, well, I wanted them too. Now, a lot of people don't even have those things, so thank God I didn't get them and follow the makeup trends. I had to learn. I had to teach myself, and I had to force myself to learn to accept my face, to learn to love my face, to learn to accept my acne, to learn to accept the differences between my face and another girl's face. It all came down really to accepting, like, this is it. I have acne and there's nothing I can do about it, and sucks for you if you think it's gross. It's normal. I'm a teenager. I don't know, what do you expect me to have? So you guys are teenagers, and even if you're a young adult and you still have acne and you're 24, it happens. Like, it is so normal. It is the most natural thing in the world. So I know it's so easy, like said, but it takes time and it's hard. It's hard because I did it. I forced myself to leave the house with no makeup for a month. I felt so crappy for a month. And it wasn't easy. It was not an easy process at all. So, of course, easier said than done, but I'm telling you because I did it. It's not easy, but it is very, very doable. You just need to accept it. Accept your insecurities. Accept your flaws. because they're not flaws. You see them as a flaw. You think my acne is so bad. You think my eyebrows are not pretty enough. You think I this and this and this and whatever. I might look at you and think exactly the opposite and think, oh my God, look at her skin. Oh my God, look at her eyebrows. Oh my God, look at her body. Oh my God, look at whatever. But you're over here thinking, oh no. And vice versa. I was over here thinking, wow, she's got all these things, but I don't. So it's just a matter of accepting that acne is the most normal thing in the world, especially as teenagers. And it is very important to find that good balance between feeling good about yourself and wearing makeup. It's very easy to use makeup in a negative way, and you might not even realize that you're doing it. When I was 14 and I was doing my makeup, I was just like, yes, I love makeup, but why did I love makeup? I loved makeup because I was hiding those things that made me feel ugly. I was hiding those things that I didn't want people to see. Now I do my makeup because I think it looks beautiful, because I think my skin looks very cool, because it lifted up my eyelashes, because I have a little bit of glow to my face. Not because I didn't feel good when this video started and I was completely barefaced and I woke up an hour ago. I love makeup very, very much, and I am very passionate about it, but I am not ashamed to admit that I did have a rough patch with it. There was a period in my life where I didn't have a good and healthy relationship, but now I do. And I think it's because of everything that we've been talking about. It's because I realized there was no point in me hiding those things because they're natural things. I can't change them. And I learned to accept them and to love them in a way. And once I did, I was able to return to makeup and use it as an outlet to express myself. But you're not alone. You're not alone if you have acne, and you're not alone if you use makeup for the wrong reasons. I did it. I had acne and I used makeup for the wrong reasons. And sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm not feeling so good. Let me put makeup on. So I still do sometimes. And that's okay. It's fine. The important thing is that we do practice and we're conscious and keep reminding ourselves that acne is normal, that our features are beautiful, that we don't need to compare ourselves to anyone, and that makeup can be such a cool and powerful tool if we're not relying on it to hide our faces. Because you have a beautiful face. You have a beautiful face. Don't hide it. Don't cover up those things that make you unique and beautiful the way you are. So grab your foundation, grab a brush, do your makeup with me. But before you start doing your makeup, look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I am so, so beautiful, and I'm not going to use my makeup to hide my insecurities.